What's going on, trainers? Dom from the Game Looters here. Pokemon Legends ZA, there was a ton of details that was given to us right after the Pokemon Presents today. The Pokemon Legends ZA website was revamped and it went from it's coming and here's some stuff to a ton of details. So since this is jam-packed with details, I want to go over it all with you today. So I hope you guys stick around and let's check out all the juicy details for Pokemon Legends ZA. So we're heading right into the Pokemon website here, and there is just a ton of details here. So first and foremost, we got a new map for Lumiose City. So I'll just kind of go through what it says here. The story is set in Lumiose City, where an urban development plan is on the way to reshape the city into a place that belongs to both Pokemon and people. Compared to Lumiose City as it appeared in Pokemon X and Y that released in 2013, more greenery now adorns the city along with facilities and cutting-edge feel. So this basically just solidifies the fact that the Lumiose City that we knew exists and they're expanding on it. Lumiose City spaces frequent by people such as shopping, arcades, cafes, restaurants coexist with more natural areas such as waterfronts and verdant parks. At the center of Lumiose City is Prism Tower, which we all see there, which is the symbol of the city. So first off, I want to look at the map here. So let's see if we can just kind of zoom into the map here. So if you guys see like the map, we can just see all these different areas here, which is really cool. So we see the Houndour, the different flying Pokemon. So this is just kind of showing us like, hey, the Pokemon are inhabiting all these different areas of Lumiose City, which I think is cool. I'm very interested to see on how they're going to have the different wild areas in here with the different Pokemon. And hopefully it's big enough, because the thing about Lumiose City is it's not extremely big. But, you know, that's the thing to kind of see here. But it's a huge, expansive city here. So we got to see all the different Pokemon and the areas that they live in. There were some other additional screens here as well, too, that just kind of show us the different areas that we'll be in. So one thing with this is I hope that all of these different areas we can go into. Obviously, these ones are shops here. So if we can see, these are going to be the different areas where we can go in and purchase different clothing and stuff. Basically like Scarlet and Violet, where you can go into different shops, which I think is really, really cool as well. And then they also have this, which is like their cafe area. I don't know. I'm sure we can go into this cafe and probably order, you know, different things for our Pokemon, you know, jellies, waters, you know, stuff like that. Maybe even food. Maybe they'll bring back the way that Scarlet and Violet does the meals currently that gives you certain boosts for stuff. And a look at one of the different wild areas here. You know, we can see different Pokemon being in this wild area. As you guys see at the edge here is that green. Basically, you pass like a barrier into the wild area, which I think is really cool. So that's a really cool thing there. And then obviously they have the tower here in the middle with the buildings that apparently we can go in and out and go across, which I think is really cool as well. Story begins with a sightseeing trip in Lumiose City. So in visiting Lumiose City during your travels, you'll come to stay in an old hotel. So this is basically giving us the backstory here. We're going to stay in a Hotel Z. This hotel will serve as your base, and the new friends you'll meet in Lumiose City tackle all the incidents that occur in the city. So basically like Legends Arceus, where you had Jubilife, you know, Jubilife Village. This is going to take place out of the hotel with Az. And this is gonna, or AZ, I always say Az, but you know, with AZ. And this is gonna be kind of like our home base. It's gonna be looks like a multi-layered, you know, hotel here with a variety of different people. So just taking a look at these different things here. So one of the things I really like is, well, let me go here. One of the things I really like is that your character, once again, isn't like a 10 or 12-year-old child. Instead, we're kind of aged up into that 15, you know, 15 plus range. Again, like we were in Arceus, where we were age 15, which I think is cool. You know, us being a teen versus a child is a really cool change for a lot of us, I think. This guy, look at him, looks all kind of snazzy. You know, they showed us, here's two different outfits that we have, which I think is really cool. And this is going to be the train station that we arrive at. And then looking at, I'm assuming this is going to be the room that we're staying at within the hotel, which I think is really cool as well, too. So just some additional details packed in here, which I think are really cool. Then more information on wild zones. So as part of Lumiose's urban development plan driven by a large corporation called Quasartico, I'm assuming these are going to be the guys that they showed. They showed them at some point here with the different characters. We'll get there, but essentially they showed a lady and a man that you speak with. I'm assuming these are the Quasartico people. But this city has been outfitted with wild zones in an effort to help humans and Pokemon share the city. These areas are constructed using cutting-edge technology to give Pokemon places to live. Within the wild zones, you can battle and catch them by throwing Pokeballs. So, once again, I really like that quite a bit. We saw a lot of this in the trailer, but, you know, these are the different wild zones that we're going to be able to go into, which I really like quite a bit. I like that we're, you know, cut off into different sections of the city. But again, my one kind of worry, tidbit, whatever, is just how large are these swaths of places going to really be? You know, in Arceus, we had not just zones, but we had specific places, you know, to go to, like different areas. So just depends how big these are going to be. But again, you can see different Pokemon that are living, breathing, and are able to be caught here, which I think is really, really cool to be able to get all those Pokemon. And again, once again, confirm these are Scarlet and Violet graphics, as you guys see here. So this is the same graphical engine that Scarlet and Violet were run on. I wish they brought back the Arceus engine. I think that was the best looking one. But hey, I love Scarlet and Violet. I love the way they look personally. So this also talks about making Pokemon your allies. So this is the next section, making Pokemon your allies. You can catch wild Pokemon living in wild zones or out about Lumiose City by aiming your Pokeball and letting it fly. If the Pokemon doesn't pop out of the ball, you've successfully caught it. Some Pokemon will flee immediately if they spot you, so hide out of sight or approach them from behind, making yourself harder to notice. Just like we did in Pokemon Legends Arceus. If you haven't played that, oh my god, please go play it. You can also battle Pokemon to lower their HP, making them easier to catch. So again, just like Pokemon Arceus, you can engage the Pokemon and battle them, make them easier to catch. One of the things that I noted here, though, you know, but as I was watching the trailer and we were looking at the Pokemon Presents, is I wasn't a big fan of this UI. Now they're very much going for the you know, futuristic UI here, but it kind of makes it look a little mobile gamey, as opposed to Legends Arceus just felt so unique, you know? So here's our Chikorita, my favorite, my baby Chikorita. I love it. I don't know if you guys can see my Chikorita back here. I got so many different Chikoritas everywhere. But anyways, Chikorita fighting a Mareep here. And let's see if we can show that off during the Pokemon Presents event too. We had the different Pokemon here as well too that were battling. So I think that's just a really cool thing to show off here too. We can see like the different catchy mechanics here.
If you're having a hard time,
you know, and again, they're just once again just talking about like, hey, if you're having a hard time, you know, battle them down quite a bit, you know, which I think is really cool. So again, they covered this during the trailer, but just a really cool little extra tidbit here that's covered. Next that they have here is a Pokemon series. First, for Pokemon trainers take action in real time during battle. So in previous titles in Pokemon video game series, Pokemon took action once per turn. In Pokemon Legends ZA, trainers and their Pokemon will move around real time. So just like we were able to move around in the Pokemon, you know, around the Pokemon in Legends Arceus, you're able to do it again here. And Pokemon will unleash their moves when trainers command them to. Of course, this is just basically a cool way of saying like, hey, as you command your Pokemon, you'll move up. In addition to type matchups, there will be new gameplay mechanics to consider, such as precise timing for swapping out your Pokemon or using moves. The different lengths of time moves will take to launch and how big an area move will impact. The unprecedented style of Pokemon battling is one of the most thrilling parts of this title. So, again, just going over the different ways that you're going to be Pokemon battling. Now, the one thing is in Pokemon Legends Arceus, we had the agile style, strong style. So I wonder if there's a gimmick here. It doesn't look like it. The gimmick may, in fact, just end up being more traditional Pokemon battling, and the gimmick could end up just simply being Mega Evolution as one of the things here. So there, you know, there's a Lucario taking on a Moonblast, Totodile and Tepig battling. This is gonna be, looks like this is your first battle with your friend. Looks like you've moved your character around here. And this is another one here. Look like Hippowdon versus a Talonflame. Back there, which I think is really cool. And look at the animations as well too. Let's see if we can capture that in the Pokemon Presents. Let's see if we can capture some of that animation, because they showed the Hippowdon. So again, these are screens from what they showed us here. So there's the Totodile, and there's us moving around. You know, there's us moving around, you know, as one of our first battles. There's the Talonflame and the Hippowdon. I mean, this game looks really, really beautiful. This game looks really beautiful, really good. Yeah, that looks really good.
If you need to, and find the right moment to unleash a move.
Yeah, that looks really, really good. I can't even lie to you guys. That looks really, really good. So yeah, I mean, it looks really fun, really exciting for Pokemon battles. You know, I think one of the biggest complaints with Legends Arceus was just people not being so traditional when it comes to battling. You know, I think they're really nailing it here. Next up, they talked about our characters. So Pokemon and your trainer. So your character, so after arriving in Lumiose City for some sightseeing, you'll make new friends and tackle sorts of incidents in the city. So these are going to be different quests, you know, kind of how you had your quest log in Pokemon Legends Arceus. And I love it. Look at these characters. Look how stylish you are. Look at these baggy pants. Okay, Kendrick, I see you. Really flared out and stuff. So I think these are really cool character designs here. I like them quite a bit. I think most folks are going to be really happy with it. It looks like there's some stands in the back behind this character as well, too. We didn't see Pokemon Center or how that's going to be handled. There may not be a Pokemon Center. You know, it remains to be seen. But very stylish characters. I really like these characters quite a bit. Again, very similar to Legends Arceus here, but I think most folks are going to be happy with their two options that they have here. All right, introducing your first partner Pokemon. So after arriving in Lumiose City, certain events will lead you to befriending a Pokemon. This will be your adventuring partner, thus beginning your journey as a Pokemon trainer. Which Pokemon are you going to set off with? Chikorita, Tepig, or Totodile? Now, I was so surprised. My wife's favorite starter is Totodile. My favorite starter is Chikorita, so I am beyond over the moon happy. Tepig has grown on me over the years, but I'm still not a big Tepig character. But I do love Tepig's shiny form. So hopefully these starters are not shiny locked. That's going to be the biggest thing. You know, they were shiny locked in Legends Arceus. Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl, not shiny locked. So hopefully we can get some shinies to start our adventures here. But they just kind of give us more info about the leaf on its head, the Ravenous Glutton. You know, they give us more info on the 3 starter Pokemon here. And we can see the starter Pokemon in action as well, too. Somewhere over here towards the beginning. Let's see if we can find it here. Yeah.
Tepig, and Totodile. Partner.
Yeah, so after we arrive here, we get our 3 different starter Pokemon that we can choose. I love Chikorita. The animation looks so good, too. Animation looks so good, too. Oh, my God. God, as soon as I saw Chikorita today, guys, I was over the moon. I was over the moon. I literally posted last night. I was like, hey, give me Chikorita, and I'll be so happy. We also have our friends here. So the 2 friends that we can choose, again, similar to Legends Arceus. Urbane, so urban like Urban City. So Urbane or Tani, you'll make a friend who lives and works at the hotel, supporting the owner however they can. They may come on strong, as long as they're not like freaking Nimona. I freaking hate her. But they're like helping out people and Pokemon. Their designs are really cool, especially her. She looks really, really cute. I like that quite a bit. They're quite skilled at Pokemon battles too. Wink, wink. Sure they are. Their appearance you choose at the beginning of the game to determine if you're going to get Urbane or Tani. I'm assuming if you pick the male character, you'll get the female. I'm assuming if you pick the female character, you get the male. Or maybe you can't just choose which one you want, which I think that'll be pretty cool. So taking a closer look at our friends here. Here is Urbane and Tani. This was via the Pokemon Presents today.
You'll meet a new friend and ally, either Urbane or Tani.
Both are really, really cool. I like their character quite a bit. We'll talk about Az here in a second. Az is returning. Again, AZ. I always say Az, but whatever. AZ is a man who stands over 9 feet tall. He's the owner of Hotel Z and claims to be 3,000 years old. I am so surprised they brought him back. He quietly harbors a strong determination and will. His partner is the eternal flower Floette. This unusual Floette looks different from other members of her species that holds back a flower. She also said to have lived for 3,000 years old. Such a cool Pokemon here. But here is Az once again in game.
His partner, Floette.
Yeah, so cool. Here's the Quasartico. So the Quasartico, I talked to you guys earlier, like those new characters that we met are the Quasartico people. So there's Jet. She's the CEO of a large corporation. She's thriving and driving the Lumiose redevelopment. They belong to people at Pokemon. It seems that she hopes to deepen bonds between Pokemon people. These are probably the villains. I'll be 100%. And Vinny. I mean, this guy looks super, super villainy. He has a Pokemon in his head. Vinny's a large man who wears sunglasses. He works at Quasartico as her secretary. He also seems busy and has a reputation to be a fast worker. Again, looking at their in-game designs, we have them here. I mean, he just looks villainy.
And her secretary, Vinny.
He just looks villainy.
The different
But
people
look how good the game looks, though.
in Lumiose all the richer.
The game just looks absolutely, like, it just looks so good. Man, it just looks so good. A legendary Pokemon, Zygarde. So Zygarde returns again with his multiple variations. We saw the Zygarde cells in the Pokemon Presents as well. He's made up of different cell-like components and changes depending on how many of these components have gathered together. His brain's made up of existing Zygarde cores, while the rest of his body comprises Zygarde cells, which are more plentiful. What could its connection be to the story? And Zygarde was shown off. He was shown off during the first trailer, actually, where they have him looking across the city. I think it's right over here somewhere. That Zygarde was shown off looking over the city, which I thought was pretty cool. Maybe it was somewhere this way. But they have Zygarde, you know, overwatching. They have Zygarde overlooking the city, which I thought was really cool. Here's the Zygarde cells here.
Use its transformation into a city that belongs to both people and
I mean,
Pokemon.
this looks absolutely gorgeous. This looks absolutely gorgeous. But yeah, there's a Zygarde cell there. And then I think they had the Zygarde overlooking the city at some point as well, too. So Zygarde returning. Mega Evolution. So Lumiose City will sometimes see Pokemon going over Mega Evolution, a kind of evolution that transcends Standard Evolution. Mega Evolution can turn the tide of battle. But what is it? So it just goes over Mega Evolution and their bonds with Keystones. Shows Magikarp to Gyarados to Mega Gyarados. And shows Mega Gyarados going into its Mega form, which I thought was really cool. Mega examples of returning ones. I'm sure we're going to have new ones as well, too. But Mega Charizard Y and Z, based on the stone that you have. Mega Kangaskhan, Gardevoir, Ampharos, Altaria. Ampharos is truly one of my favorite in Gardevoir. Mega Lucario, Absol, Sableye. So really cool stuff. This is releasing sometime in 2025. So, guys, let me know what you guys think about all this additional info that we got here today for Pokemon Legends ZA. I wanted to share because they updated their website, and there were just a lot of details that you may have missed while going over the trailer that we could hone in on a little more here. I hope this was just fun to go through with me today, guys, and I appreciate you guys being here. Legends ZA is just around the corner sometime this year, so I'm excited to share this experience with you guys. I'm excited to go through this today. I'm so excited for Legends ZA, and I can't wait to play. All right, friends, I'm going to see you in the next video. Peace out, trainers. Have a good one.